Andrew, we're 6 weeks out from the first breeze up sales, and you've just over 20 breezes there, so you're kept busy and you're looking forward to these sales?
Yeah, hopefully we have a nice bunch of horses there this year. Obviously we're up a good bit on numbers this year. We're concentrating on it full time now, and yeah, we've a nice bunch of horses there now, ranging from first season sires to sort of older sires as well. So we're happy with them now.
You've had a good record so far. You've sold on a few nice horses.
Yeah, over the last few years, like, we're obviously building up on numbers, but last year, even though it was with everything going on, it was probably one of our better years with sort of in terms of quality wise. We sold two nice colts in Doncaster, one by Memas, who went on his place, won his first two, and then he was placed in the gym crack called Mystery Smiles, and another one by Clodeville, who came out 3 weeks later and won his maiden for Michael O'Callaghan, and then a week later won the Group 3 in Goodwood. So it was a good year last year now.
I was in Michael O'Callaghan's the other day and I seen Steel Bull, and he looks very well, and Michael thinks he has a big future, especially as a 3-year-old now that he's got bigger and stronger.
Yeah, like I'd like to think that we bring them on and at least they can win. Like I said, Steel Bull won 3 weeks after he sold, and Mystery Smiles won 3.5 weeks. And we'd like to think they'll train on as well, because we like to leave plenty of improvement in them.
Absolutely, that's the most important part. And tell us a little bit about your facilities then. Just not a stone throw from Tato Park you are. You have great facilities around Gallop that links onto a straight up a hill. That's ideal for breezing horses then? Yeah,
I think it's ideal for us. Probably the Gallop itself, it's probably not overly deep, which is ideal for us, and there's a climb of 120 foot, and then we have a big sand ring that we do break them and do a bit, get them going in that as well. But we find the hill is very, very beneficial to us.
And then just over the road, not far from Jim Draper's there, you're able to sharpen them up on grass as well, which is the most important part of it all, getting them ready for those breeze up sales.
Yeah, lucky enough, next door neighbour to my home place, Claire O'Connell, kindly let us in to our big grass field. It's very open, the horses learn an awful lot for us, especially like going up in the middle of big open fields. It's very daunting for them, but they learn plenty for it.
And Helen Mooney rides out with you every morning. She's a great rider, so that's a big asset too, because and obviously yourself riding them, that's very important.
Yeah, no, Helen, thankfully, she's only down the road from us. She can do her own at home, and then she comes over to us and gives us a hand. So no, she's a very good rider, and no, she's very good to us now.
All these breezers that you have, some lovely horses. Is there any few that really stand out for you?
We've 4 or 5 ones that are doing things well, but they're obviously we haven't done much with the others. They were gradually picking them up, but probably the standout ones at the moment would be an Ardagh colt who goes to Doncaster, a Clodeville colt who goes to Doncaster, a Cotta Glory colt who goes to the Craven, and a Profitable filly who also goes to the Craven. They're showing us plenty now, so we'd be fairly hopeful that they'll do well when they go to the sales and then go on to the track. But like I said, like the rest of them, we're stepping them up now from now on. We've only 6 or 7 weeks now, so each week we'll be stepping them up, but they're showing us plenty at the moment.
From the time you bring them home, Andrew, what's the routine? What you break them and get them going, and you don't have a huge amount of time to get them ready. So, is there a same process that you always try and follow?
Yeah, ideally we like to break them ourselves, and then we like to throw them out there for a few weeks after they're broken, and then get them going. But like I said, we just try and gradually build them up, for aiming for the breeze. But like I said, we like to have them fairly forward. Like I said, growing up, I always maintained that the breeze ups was for horses that are ready to go. The majority of them are anyway. so that's what we try and aim to have them forward enough for the trainers to kick on with them straight away.
Are you willing to take chances on sires that, like you mentioned, first season sires that you don't know much about, or do you try and stick to the sires that are well known?
Yeah, like probably from a financial point of view, like the first season sires, you tend to get a bit of value with them, so that's what actually was Henry de Bramid said it to me first. Maybe if you're going for a filly, get a well-bred filly and where they should hold their value, and then obviously a colt then where first season sire, they can't knock the sire, so the dreams there until they start running.
Definitely. Before I let you go, Andrew, unfortunately you had to retire due to injury, but you had an incredible career. You rode so many good horses, so many big winners, so many big days. Do you miss it, or are you happy now that you're just so busy in what you're doing?
Yeah, obviously you miss the big days, but I always loved riding horses, and thankfully I'm still able to do this, which myself and Riona were built up a nice business now. So thankfully I got out more or less in one piece. Obviously the shoulder, it's just over 2 years now, but at least, like I said, like I can still carry on and ride out, which like riding horses is all what I love doing. So like thankfully I can still do that, but like I had a good career, but it's a new venture now, so it's grand now. Like
you said, I'm sure you consider yourself fortunate with a career riding ending injury, but at least, like you said, you're able to continue riding and doing what you love.
Yeah, like I would have liked to go out on my own terms. I got a fall, I think it was off Castle Grace Paddy 2 years ago at the Dublin Festival, so like, I went out in a grade one, but probably not the way I would have wanted to, but yeah, no, at least I'm able to sort of more or less keep going the way and I have a nice business now to carry on with, so it's grand.
If you could rewind the clock back and you had your licence and you could ride one horse in Cheltenham now in 2 weeks' time, what horse would you try yourself up on?
I'm sure there's probably a good few: Envoy Allen, Monkfish, Honeysuckle, Albion Photo. Like there's plenty. Suppose I'm probably following Shakor Paul. He's by Policy Maker, so I'm hoping he'll win the champion chase. I've a yearling by him going to the sales, so I'll be cheering him on anyway.
That's good. Listen, Andrew, thanks very much for having me this morning. Your facilities are great, your horses look fantastic, and very best luck with this upcoming sales.
Thanks very much, David.